we've been getting a lot of phone calls from some of our landlords and some of our investors related to some of the benefits or detriments between short-term leases and long-term leases. Now, we wanted to talk about this a little bit with you guys because, in fairness, there's no perfect lease that's going to fit everybody. A lease is not a one-size-fits-all. At the end of the day, it's just a contract. So we wanted to talk a little bit about short-term leases and some of their benefits and long-term leases and some of their benefits in hopes that you all will have an opportunity to make whatever you believe is the best decision for your situation. So because of the moratorium and because of the way things have been moving on, there have been certain benefits that landlords and investors have experienced because of short-term leases. One of the things that they've had an opportunity to do is they've had an opportunity to have a more open line of communication with some of their tenants to be able to change some of the terms and conditions as things progress throughout the COVID-19 crisis. They've also, if they've had tenants that have been unable to pay or they've had other concerns with their tenants, they've been able to issue the appropriate notice to try to remove that tenant without invoking the limitations of the executive orders. Right, so they're removing them for reasons that are separate and apart from non-payment. They're simply doing a notice of non-renewal. On the other hand, you do have the long-term leases, which are also been beneficial because long-term leases are supposed to allow a certain level of security to the landlord for maintenance of the property. You know you have a good tenant in there, and of course a certain level of income. But because of the COVID-19 crisis and many of the things that have been affecting this particular crisis, some of those long-term leases are a little bit more vulnerable, right, to not providing the type of income that landlords would particularly receive. Now, again, because these things are so different and so unique, what we would suggest is that if you're a landlord or you're an investor and you're not sure whether these two things are right for you, or you have an existing tenant and you're not sure whether your particular situation is involved in the moratorium and it's frozen, what we want to do is we want to encourage you to send us a copy of either your existing lease with your existing tenant, or if you're getting ready to get into a new relationship with a new tenant, please send us your proposed lease. And we'll talk about some of these terms and conditions that will allow you to maximize what you need as a landlord while providing security and comfort to your tenant. We can be reached at 863-949-0892, or you can always go to the website at callmartinlawgroup.com. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, if you have other individuals and landlords who you know are having some struggles, please share this video with them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening.